but a grin spreads abroad. And once Finnegan is dead, they are all eaten and devoured. And the next generation of humankind has come to eat him and devour him at the wake. Who's on the joint of a dish? Finnegan, who's like a fish. What is his head like? His head. It is a loaf of St. Pantry's Kennedy bread. And what's hitched to the hop in his tail? A glass of Daniel O'Donnell's famous old Dublin ale. But as you would not scoff this fraudness and sink his teeth through that body as white as a flower, behold, he is as big as a behemoth, but now he is nowhere. He is gone and finished. Only a faded photograph of a scene from the yesterdays. Almost ancient and as rubicund as Salmosalor. Ancient almost as the ages of the Aponymids. He is smolten from our midst. He is gone. We must can up our woes and pack them away, for that meal is done dead, off to something else. Good ridding, said some people. Yet we might still see the dinosaur form outlined slumbering, even in our own nighttime by the ledge of that stream where trout live, and where Bronto loved and Fronto leaned, and where they fell and started making love. Hic cubat edulis apud libertanum parvulum, they say. What if our love be in flags, or what if she fritters? What if she love be in reeky rags, or wonderful Sunday clothes? What if she be with a mint of, or with mines of clothes, or a beggar, or someone weighted down with pennies? Ah, sure, we all love the ruin of little Annie. Or, you mean to say, love little Anna when it's raining, when she's under her umbrella. In the middle of a puddle, she does a ninny-nanny dance. Yah! A dinosaur slaps you while snoring. Upon Ben, who is a heathen. He is still in the temple of his out, though, for apparently she is a heathen. His head is cranic. The head of the heathen is on his ult, who cast away all her reasons of goodness. And while they are fighting, we peer into another dimension. Who was this? His clay feet are like a Spanish festival of grass. They are sticking up starkly where he had last fell from, by the mound of the wall of propaganda, where his daughter, humankind, the feminine side, had seen all, when she was admitted into the order. Over the Beauty's alliance stand 60 ill people, who do not allow her to enter the nunship, but who allowed them to be ill, those hypocrites. The sides of the bag are like a fort. There's a bomb. Then there's a tiara of a bomb. And another tiara, which is like a bomb. The bushes are all on the site. People are waiting to live there. They jock up their hookers and hookums. When the clouds roll by, said Jamie at the wake, a view that is very proud and enjoyable of this mass of mounding Finnegan, which now lies in Wallingstone National Museum. We see in the distance of nature, the wonderful country, charming and full of water, and two quite European small villages hear themselves being talked about to the giggle amidst the foliages of the leaves, which are very pretty. People who already live penetrated in Ireland, but Welsh and those Paddy Pack in Irish, there's 1 shilling for them. People who dismember themselves yet again and are invalids, or old guards of this place, must find another way, like a ridiculous little cat, to state their business and go somewhere else. For her is a key where she passes, for they are mere keys that let you pass through the matrix of the janitors, says the Mistress Cafe. Now give me a tip or else. This way to the museum. Mind your hats as you go in. Now you are in the Wellington Museum. This is a precious gun that goes for French. Now give me a tip. This is a flag that is very precious, and this is the cap and the sorcerer that wore it. This is a bullet that goes bing when the flag of the precious dies, and this is the for French sound that starts when the fire on the bowl starts, when all of people bang the flag that is very precious. The cross gun, you must salute it. Up with your pike and fork, give me a tip, or I'll shoot you like a bull. Fine. This is a hat, worn 3 times. The hat of the Napoleon. Now give me a tip, for this is a Napoleon hat. This is a Wellington on his same white horse, whose name is Kokum Tape. This is a big slaughterer of Wellington, grand and attractive in his gold spurs made of tin, and he has dukes that he wears that are like ducks, ironed, and his brass is like a quarter. He has a quarter brass shoes made of wood, and he is a magnate, for he wears the garters of a magnate. His bang goes his cock. Well, I guess that's for the best. And his glosses go away from liars. And it is easy to pull upon his truths of war. And this is his big white horse. Now give me a tip. These are the 3 Napoleon boys crouching down in the living ditch of death. This is a namby-pamby person who doesn't know English. This is a grey person who likes to drink scotch. This is a Davy Jones pirate stooping down, about to murder someone. This is a bog full of Napoleon people murdering the Napoleon beggars. A Welsh Gallagher's argument, I would say the least. This is a poor little Napoleon boy that was neither a bag of nothingness in his lifetime, nor a pest, but a mere good boy. I say, he was a good boy. Some call him too holy, Fitztuomas, but to others, he is a dirty son of a dyke man. And he hurries, for he is hairy, say others. But all of them who say this are like Armenian varmints. Not to say anything against Armenians, but it just so happens that some of them are varmints, regardless of their race. Regardless of anyone's race, even the Delian race, for these are the Delian Alps, right next to Mount Tivol and Mount Tipsy, and some people have the nerve to call Grand One's Injun. This is the line of the criminals who live on the Alps, hoping to shock people when they take into shelter the 3 Napoleons. These are the ginnies, full of gin, for that's why they are called ginnies. They have horns made of legs, and they faint, for they can't read their handmade book of a strategy of astrology. The people who drink gin, the ginnies, are undecisive on whether to go to the Wellington Museum or not. The ginnies are queuing, for they want the hand of the man, and the ginnies are waving their hair. But while this romantic scene is going on, the idiot who works at the Wellington Museum gets the band up, and we can't hear the rest of their love story. This is a big Wellington memorial. Its tallows were scooped up by the wonder worker, who sides, obviously, on the flanks of the ginnies, and agrees with the ginnies themselves, which just tells you the horsepower or horsepower of the people who are weird enough to have sex with Excalibur, the sword, which we might call Sexcalibur or horsepower. Now give me a tip. This is me, a Belgian, and I am sneaking my philosophy out of the most awful, most grimace, most sun-making person of the whole gang of Oliver Cromwell. Now, I'm practically looted. Give me a tip. Now the ginnies, full of gin, try to dispatch with haste at the Battle of Hastings to irrigate the Wellington Museum, but at the same time to irritate the Wellington Museum. Then they are dispatched in thin red lines. The lines cross the short front of my home country, Belgium. Yaw, yaw, yaw! The leaper of Arthur, who is in the round table, sickens me with fear. My tiny Frau is gazed upon the field. They are acting hugely, for they are capturing my hometown of Belgium. Now I will take a nap. Those were all tic-tacs of the ginnies, for to annoy fountain-wise the fountains of the Wellington Museum. Oh, the ginnies, the ginnies, the ginnies. She are, she is, she away, ginnies. The ginnies are jealous, because they are in love with the people from Agincourt, but they also, all the Napoleons are in love with them. The Napoleons are gone now, for they are boycotting like a crazy person onto the one and only owner of Wellington, and we can't hear the rest because the Wellington gets the band up. This is a bold Benjamin who works with a busboy and who wears a bonnet. He is breaking his sacred word with a busboy, and he puts a ball up his ear so he can never go to the Wellington Museum again. This is a Wellington's herald dispatching on the back of a horse. The dispatch is deployed and destroyed, for the regions are rare, for there are very rare regions of Belgium. Salamandra is but a twisted form of salamanders. Great, a twisted form of the works of Washington Irving. And to Irving, I say, aye, aye, aye. The ginnies drink cherry drinks now, but people wish they drank fig trees instead. One of these persons who wish this is a damn fairy who is like Anne, and her name is Routray. Well, this is Wellington. Of course you know it. That was the first joke of Wellington. Tip for tap. Hee hee hee. This is me from Belgium, in the 12-mile cow chambers of Belgium, wet with the urine of cows. Yet I tweet and stamp forward, first and foremost, destroying with my foot the camp of the ginnies. Drink a sip, but don't drink your supper, as you have done before, for he's sooner to buy a Guinness than he'd rather his store stale out.